going to be repairing a dining room chair. The back legs have been coming off for a little while. I've already done one repair a long time ago where I just used glue to tack it back in, and that didn't last very long. Well, I say it didn't last very long. It lasted for a couple of years, 4 or 5 years maybe. But now I'm going to do something a little bit different. And so the first thing that I've done is I've taken all the pieces that hold the back legs on off. I've even taken the front legs off of the actual chair. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into each of these holes where the main legs go at and clean them out real good. You can kind of see down there, but there's some old glue in there from the original factory. These chairs were made in 1999, so that's 20 years of use that have been on these chairs. Another thing that I'm going to do, you can see where a tack nail has rubbed on this a lot. I'm going to go into these holes on the legs also and clean those out really good. Make sure there's no glue inside of them. I don't know if you can see it. There is actually a screw, piece of a screw right there. Let's see if I can get that thing out. Go. Alright, so this is another one of my chairs that I'll be working on, but the one thing that I'm trying to prevent are these back legs. Like I said a second ago, how they go out. And you can see the one on that back side, the center rails have already fallen off. So when somebody sits in it, the pressure, their weight pressure, pushes these legs outward. Now, of course, if we were out here sitting on concrete, the legs really wouldn't move because the concrete is not a slick surface. But in my dining room, the floor is slick, and so of course there's no traction for the legs to hold onto the floor. So when someone sits in, the legs kind of push out. And so over time, what's happened, they have basically worked themselves out of the spots where they belong. The rails pop out, and then the legs, back legs, have come loose, like this one. So you can see, just wiggle that. So, to keep that from occurring in the future, I've got to have more than just glue and a little tack nail right here and right here, because eventually all that will come loose. So I need something to actually hold the legs together this way. And by doing this, now of course this is not a professional carpentry chair mastery, whatever you want to call it, way. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drill a hole at a little bit of an angle that the rod would go in, so I can see the hole would need to go through here. And then what I'm going to do on this side is I'm going to taper a hole, and then I'm going to have a screw that's going to go in and basically hold that rod in. Now the screw head will be flush with the side here, and so it may not be aesthetically pleasing to some people, but I'm not worried about that. Okay, so I got the hose cleaned out. The purpose of getting almost all of that glue out is because what I'm going to be using is wood glue, and you want the wood glue to actually make contact with wood and wood. That way it'll hold it together. If there's a big old glob of glue in here, it may not adhere to that glue as strong as it would to this piece, and then you would still have the same outcome of having a loose leg. For the second drill bit, I'm just barely going to put it right there. Kind of clean that off. And then I'm going to go real slow, because I don't want to go in too deep. Here we go. This one, I'm going to start it at 90 degree almost. I'm going to turn it just a little bit. I don't want to go too deep. Just want it deep enough for the head to sit in it. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. Should be about right. Alright, so now I'm going to do all the rest of the holes like that. Alright, so I got all my holes finished out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue. And this is the glue that I'm using, Gorilla Wood Glue. And I'm going to put some glue into all of the holes and assemble it at the same time. Now I'm putting enough glue in here so that when I put the legs in it, the pressure of the legs, when I push them in, it's actually going to cause the glue to rise up on the sides. So you see how the glue came out? And I just want to make note that these front pieces I did not take apart because they're good and sturdy, so there's no need in taking them apart. I didn't push those all the way down just yet. Any glue that seeps out, I just use a paper towel to clean up. Alright, so I went around and I put glue into all the holes and put the rods back in there and pulled it really tight, and I used a rubber mallet hitting on the foot to drive the actual legs down in. And you see I've got the glue that seeped out. That's what I wanted to happen. And once this dries, that glue will be clear, and of course you'll practically never see the underside of the chair anyway, so it don't matter. But I wanted that glue to seep up around the side of the legs. I didn't get as much on this front side here, but you can tell there's a little bit in there. So anyway, so now I've got them set in there, and let's see, glue. You can see some glue seeped out of that hole. Not much out of that one. So now what I'm going to do, take the screws and put them in. So you can see they're actually inset just a little bit. I got these holes a little bit deeper. Especially this one, I got this one real deep. So I've got the screws in it all the way around. Now, one more thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put screws back down in here to give it some more strength, just holding the legs in. Now all I've got to do is let it dry. Of course it's cold outside, so I'm not going to let it dry out here. I'm actually going to take it back in the house to dry. And that's all the work I need to do on this one. Alright, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and come back later to see if I've got anything new. I got a lot of ideas, some stuff that I'm going to be working on around the house, and show you how to do it.